Hello everybody and welcome to Jeep Tracks. I'm Tim Hansen. I'm a videographer, a photographer, a survivalist, an adventurer, and a paranormal investigator. I love the outdoors and I'm in love with Colorado and the rich history of the people and places that form the West. Now this is the second episode of our winter series, and in Colorado, well, we don't let winter stop us from getting out. There are so many things to see and do this time of the year. Today, we're going to go to Colorado Springs, and we're going to visit the Garden of the Gods Park. Now, this is a trip that you don't need four-wheel drive, you don't need ground clearance, just jump in the car and go. To get there, we take I-25 south from Denver. Now, it doesn't matter if you're coming from the north or the south, just take the Garden of the Gods road exit and head west. When you get to North 30th Street, take a left. This will lead you right to the Garden of the Gods Visitor Center. Now, the Visitor Center and Nature Center are open every day during the winter from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, I highly recommend that you stop here first just so you understand everything there is to see and do, the rules of the park, and the history of it. And please keep in mind that this place has a very unique, diverse, and sensitive ecosystem, so please remain on the marked roadways and trails. The park was first named Red Rock Coral by the early European settlers. In August of 1859, two surveyors who were working on mapping out the original Colorado City went exploring here. M.S. Beach and his young assistant, Rufus Cable, were so impressed with the unique rock formations. Mr. Beach, he thought it would be an excellent location for a beer garden. Rufus, his assistant, dismissed that idea and said, "Beer garden? Why, this is a fit place for the gods to assemble." And it was called Garden of the Gods. Now, apparently they were not far off, as prehistoric peoples have been visiting this area since around 1300 BC. Many Native American tribes also had a connection to Garden of the Gods, including the Apache, the Comanche, Kiowa, Lakota, Pawnee, Shoshone, and the Ute. It provided wildlife for hunting, plant life, and shelter in the rock outcroppings. The Utes' oral traditions taught that their creation occurred at the Garden of the Gods. Petroglyphs have been found in the park that are typical of the early Ute people, and they believed that they had a spiritual connection to the Red Rocks, and they camped near here, what is now Manitou Springs, and near the creek in what is known as Rock Ledge Ranch, which borders the park. In the 16th century, Spanish explorers came through here. Actually, they came looking for the Comanche, but in 1879, Charles Eliot Perkins, he was a railroad man, and had a vision of making this into a wonder of the world and wanted it to be a railroad destination. He was a railroad developer. Well, he purchased 480 acres of land, which included a portion of what is now Garden of the Gods Park. And he thought it would be an excellent vacation spot from people back east. His friend, William Jackson Palmer, he was also a railroad man, and he shared in Perkins' vision. He started the Rock Ledge Ranch, and upon Perkins' death, his family donated the land to the city of Colorado Springs in 1909. It was a verbal wish that he had given his family, and they carried that through. Well, the Palmer family, they decided to donate the Rock Ledge Ranch property to the city also. And these donations came with the stipulation that it be a free public park. Now, one of the things that I really enjoy doing when doing these videos is coming across the backstories of the people whose colorful lives helped to make Colorado what it is. During the research for this story, I came across a guy by the name of Fatty Rice. Now, his real name was Edwin Rice. However, weighing in at over 300 pounds, he nicknamed himself Fatty. Edwin came to Colorado from Michigan around 1881 and opened a bakery and meat market with his wife Peavy in Colorado City. Him and Peavy, they had 7 children. Edwin saw opportunity with the tourism taking place at Garden of the Gods and purchased 4 lots just east of what is known as Gateway Rocks. There, he built a wooden structure, and he named it Fatty's Place, where he and his wife Peavy sold curios, handmade Navajo blankets, native stones and gems, fossils, along with food, lemonade, ice milk, and buttermilk. In the back of his establishment, he sold beer, including his famous Zang's Pure Malt Tonic. He promoted the business in advertising with "Come see the Fat Man." At Fatty Rice's, you could also see the Petrified Indian, which he proudly displayed and charged admission for viewing it. He claimed he acquired it from the infamous Soapy Smith. However, he probably acquired it from Alva B. Weeks, who created the sculpture and then secretly buried it in the mountains, only for him and his friend Charlie to dig it up later and present it as an archaeological find. It's presumed that Edwin paid Alva over the years for the display. Now, Edwin died at the age of 50 from a stroke on January 24th of 1902. His wife Peavey operated Fatty's for another 5 years. Then in 1907 she remarried and sold her inventory to Charles Wyman for $5,000. Peavey then sold the property to General William Palmer, and Palmer did not want alcoholic beverages to be sold and was planning to sell sandwiches and provisions to the visitors of the park. This didn't happen as Fatty's burned down under suspicious circumstances. In 1995, the Visitor Center and Nature Center was opened. The rock formations formed millions of years ago during a geological upheaval that occurred along a natural fault line. Now, this unique geological feature of the ancient sedimentary beds of the deep red, pink, and white sandstones, conglomerates, and limestone, which were deposited horizontally, have since tilted vertically and faulted into the fins you see now by the immense mountain-building forces caused by the uplift of the Rocky Mountains and the Pikes Peak Massif. The following ice age caused erosion and glaciation of the rock, which created the present rock formations. Now, the geology of the rocks wrote a story telling of ancient seas, remains of ancestral mountain ranges, alluvial fans, sandy beaches, and great sand dune fields. The largest outcroppings in the park are North Gateway, Gray Rock, and Sleeping Giant. You'll also see South Gateway, Three Graces, and Balanced Rock. I guess I should also throw in there the Kissing Camels. The geological formations, scenery, plant life, and wildlife are sure to leave you speechless with lasting memories on this day trip. Now, Garden of the Gods is a popular place for technical rock climbing. It's also great for mountain biking and road biking and horseback riding and hiking and sightseeing. And if you're a climber, you need to get a permit, which is available on the Colorado Springs website, and make sure you understand the technical climbing regulations and guidelines for the park. It's also extremely important that when driving through the park, stay on the established roads. The soil in the area is so sensitive that any disturbance could take decades for it to recover. Now, wildlife in the area include mule deer, bighorn sheep, fox, and coyote. There's also over 130 species of birds. If you're a hiker, you're going to find 24 miles of trails to hike on. And the main trail, known as Perkins Central Garden Trail, is 1.5 miles long and it's wheelchair accessible. Now, at the Visitor Center, you're going to find so much more information about this special place, and you can even watch a movie there called How Did Those Red Rocks Get There? It shows about every 20 minutes. So, my friends, I highly recommend this drive. Take a hike. It's great fun for the kids as well. It's a great place to visit no matter what time of the year it is. And remember, if you plan on hiking, do so with caution. Please remember to dress in layers, as weather in Colorado can change so quickly. Next week, we're going to take you on another amazing adventure, and we're going to visit Pine Cliff, Rollinsville, and the Union Pacific's Moffett Tunnel. We might even get a little trail driving in, so make sure you watch. We're going to be releasing a new video every week, so make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when the next one comes out. And please, please hit like and subscribe. We also look forward to your comments. Until next week, get outside.